Cousin! Welcome to the Cookout, the greatest gathering of Black family and food of all time. If you get an invite to the Cookout, whatever you bring has to be fire. Because if it's not, that chicken ain't gonna be the only thing getting roasted. So I'm gonna show you how to make some staples of the Cookout, like Uncle Rome's barbecue, Grandma's macaroni and cheese, or Aunt Cleo's sweet potatoes. But today, we're starting with an absolute classic, potato salad. Potato salad seems simple, but it's real easy to mess up. Now, if you stick with me, I'll show you how to make some potato salad that ain't gonna sit on the table. I'm Jermaine Rawlings, and I'm inviting you to the Cookout. So for Black people, potato salad is a sense of nostalgia. We literally want what our grandmother made growing up. So don't get cute. I use Yukon Gold potatoes because they have a very thin skin, and I don't like peeling potatoes because ain't nobody got time for that. You want to start with cold water, and you add the potatoes too, and then bring it to a boil. All right, so it's very important to season your potatoes before the potato salad is done. I use chicken bouillon. I use this with my mashed potatoes. I use this when I'm making pasta because it gives it such a more robust flavor. And if you're vegetarian, you can use veggie bouillon. And now we're going to stir this up. Need a spoon. We're going to bring this up to a boil, let it go for about 15 minutes or until it's fork tender. Then I'll strain it and we'll be right back. All right, so potatoes are done. I checked them earlier. They were fork tender. Now it's time to chop. When you're chopping the potatoes, you want to make sure that the pieces aren't too big or too small. People don't like to eat a full potato with one bite. So chop them up a little bit so that way they fit on a fork. You also don't want to make them too small because then it becomes mashed potato salad when you're mixing it up in the bowl, and nobody wants that. The perfect size for the potato salad is kind of like a pineapple tidbit, just like that. As you're cutting, you'll notice some of the peels are coming away. It doesn't really matter. It's going to get mixed up in the bowl anyway, so don't trip. That is all our potatoes. And now we're going to move on to the celery. When you're cutting the celery, you want to make sure you're getting very small pieces because once again, nobody likes a chunky potato salad. So I always cut half and another half so that in some places it's called a quarter. I usually go for celery because I like the texture. So it gives you a little bit of crunch, but not too much crunch. And then also like the flavor just goes with it. And once again, that's what my grandmama did. Celery is pretty much one of the only vegetables you want to put in there. You don't want to start putting carrots, no raisins, no capers, no olives, because our grandparents were not eating those in their potato salad. Some people are scared to use a sharp knife. They think it's dangerous, but it's actually dangerous to use a dull knife. So make sure your knife is sharp and just be careful. Keep your eye on what you're doing. Okay, so we're gonna add this to the bowl. Next we have hard-boiled eggs. Boiled eggs is the only protein you wanna add to your potato salad. Don't get cute, once again, and add smoked salmon. As much as I love bacon, a lot of Black people don't eat pork. We don't do the whole swining and dining type thing. Leave bacon out of it, because this ain't for you, it's for everybody. With the eggs, I just give them a quick chop, nothing real precise. Just make sure they're small enough to evenly distribute. And people like to have the eggs in there, so you want to make sure they get some. So don't put big old chunks and then you only got 3 people with eggs in their potato salad. Now we're just giving it another quick chop. Make sure there's no big chunks. And then we add these to the bowl. All right, so onions. Some people like red onions, some people like brown onions, but for this, you want a sweet onion because it's a milder onion taste. Depending on the cookout, it might be some people there that you might want to holler at. You don't want your breath smelling like onion, so you get the sweet onion, so that way it's not as strong. And then also, what I do is I grate the onion, so that way you don't have chunks of onion in the potato salad. So before you grate it, you want to cut the onion in half, because I'm only going to use half this onion, by the way. Take that part off, and then grab it, and you're going to grate it over top. It's almost like you're juicing your onion. We all like onion juice, right? When you're grating your onion, be careful, because you can lose some skin on them knuckles if you slip up. So I'm crying little thug tears because this potato salad gonna be so good. All right, we're done grating onions, and as you can see, our bowl's getting a little full. 5 pounds of potatoes. So I'm going to get a bigger bowl and the ingredients for our mayo mixture. See you guys in a second. All right, folks, now we're ready for one of the most important parts, the mayo mixture. Some people like mayo, some people don't. I like mayo in my salad, as well as mustard. For this particular recipe, I use half Miracle Whip and half mayo. Some people might be like, well, you're just doing too much. Growing up in to this day, it's kind of like Craig. I have like Kool-Aid, no sugar sometimes, peanut butter, no jelly, ham, no burger. I had a little bit of mayo and I had a little bit of Miracle Whip when I was developing the recipe, so I just use both. So we're gonna add the Miracle Whip, we're gonna add the mayo, and then we have some Dijon Mustard. And I like coarse stone ground mustard because I'm bougie now, because you know, I made it, you know what I'm saying? Also, I add hot sauce. This right here is actually Frank's because you can get it everywhere, but some people prefer other hot sauces. The hot sauce and the ground mustard will give it a little bit of kick. It's 5 pounds of potatoes, so it won't be too much, so don't be scared. Worst case scenario, you'll need to put hot sauce in it because, you know, most people got it in their bag. All right, you always want to make sure you're mixing this up in a separate bowl because you don't want to like overwork your potatoes because then that's how they get mashed and they get all weird and then it'll sit on the table. And then I'm going to add in the garlic powder. If you grew up in a black household, then you know everything gets garlic powder, onion powder, paprika. So mayo mixture is done. Now we're going to add everything together and mix it up. All right, so now we're going to add the relish. This is dill relish. And then we have the sweet relish. Now some might ask, why are you using sweet relish? And I told you a little story about the Miracle Whip and the mayo, same situation. Also, the dill gives it a little bit of the savory, and then you have the sweet. Now once you have everything together, you're gonna mix it up. Again, be careful because you don't want to like mash the potatoes. Just give it, you know, like a little mix. Don't try to get trendy and like add cheese and all that stuff. Just keep it traditional. Like I'm pushing it with the stone ground mustard, to be honest. Now this is looking pretty good. I'm just gonna be honest with you. This ain't gonna last very long. That's why I get 5 pounds of potato. All right, we got this all mixed up and we're gonna put it in a better bowl because you don't wanna show up with this bowl. If you ever been to the cookout, you know presentation is everything. So you need your garnish. So put a little fresh cracked pepper on there. We put a little paprika, you need that. You need the paprika. If you think you put a little bit too much, just put a little bit more. What is potato salad without the paprika on top? You need that. A little bit of celery seed and then some fresh chive. Don't go getting fancy, adding some tarragon or dill. You got dill from the pickles and nobody likes licorice, so don't put tarragon in there. Just a little bit of chive or green onion. Just, you know, keep it simple. I like my potato salad cold, like every other black person. So we're gonna put this in the refrigerator for a little bit and then we're gonna have some people from the cookout try it out. But while we wait, I was curious to know what other ingredients people hate to see in their tater salad. So I sent a team around Tasty to find out. Let's see what they came up with.
What's up, Tasty? Jermaine just led you through everything that you should do when making the perfect potato salad, but we think it remains to be said there are some things that you should absolutely not do as well. So we're gonna go around the Tasty office and see what the good people have to say. Name one thing that should never go in potato salad.
Raisins.
No raisins.
Raisins.
Has anyone said raisins?
Yes.
Raisins.
I mean, being this Black History Month, the first thing I gotta say is we gotta stop gentrifying recipes as well. Raisins. Leave the raisins out of your potato salad, please, for all potlucks, all cookouts, all everything. No raisins.
But make sure the potatoes is firm. It got the skin on them. None of that mashed potato stuff in my potato salad. I want that crunch, that good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, all that. No raisins though. We're not doing that raisin stuff.
Yeah, so raisins, that's a no-go. So pretty much any fruit that isn't a potato shouldn't be in there. Wait. You get what I'm saying, right? Like, no, luckily, none of that stuff is in here. But don't take my word for it. Let's let the homies try it out.
The ratio of mayonnaise to everything else is great. Approved. Not a single raisin. Approved.
This does not bring dishonor to our ancestors. Approved.
Well, there you have it. That's how you make potato salad worthy of the cookout. So tell me in the comments what dish you want to bring to the cookout, and maybe I'll tell you how to make it. I'm about to go take a walk around the corner with my cousins, but always remember, no raisins. I'm Jermaine Rawlings. Peace.
Oh yes.